It's either that or I go on the hillside.
That's up to you.
I don't know yet. We'll decide by the end of the night.
Brock, what day is tomorrow?
I think it's October 1st.
October 1st? What's October 1st mean?
You boys are gonna paint the woods red.
If everything goes right. I think Denton, Zane, and I will all three be in the woods. And Brock, what are you doing in the morning?
I gotta work.
Brock is working like he does all the time. Everybody asks, what's Brock doing? Where's Brock? Brock is working. Brock's, the old Brock is gone. I hate to say it. He is not there anymore. It hurts him to hear that, I think, but maybe someday when when we're all like 65 years old and retired, I think he'll come back. But it'll be,
We got 20 years.
Yeah, we're 20 years out from that. But Zane's actually going to be hunting a piece of public ground that's not far from ours, actually, at our upper farm. He's hunting right on a piece where there's a lot of oak trees and there's hickory trees, all kinds of walnuts, lots of nuts hitting the ground, and there's been a lot of deer in there eating a few nice bucks too.
So many nuts.
Nuts everywhere. And Denton's going to be likely hunting back here or over here. He's looking to probably whack a big doe if he gets an opportunity. And I'm going to be right down in Cherry Ridge. And I was talking to these guys about it. I'm not decided on what I want yet, whether I'm going to be in the stump 4 or the stump 3. I've got two. I've got the hidey hole food plot, and then I've got the staging plot. And there's been tons of does going through each one of them, and I can't decide. Tonight we were watching the Keen Ranger, and there is like 7 deer out in front of the stump 3 in the hidey hole food plot. So I'll be in one of them, and I bet you I do see some deer. We'll see, but we'll see you in the morning. Do you guys have anything you want to add to the video for opening day?
Hopefully it's a long morning.
Hopefully we're tracking.
Yeah.
Brock, any words of wisdom?
I'll watch my Snapchat and just enjoy the moments.
We'll FaceTime you.
You can live vicariously through us.
I appreciate it.
Because we're all supposed to be working, but we're able to just say we're not going to be there.
Yeah. We'll just call in at a certain time and just say, yeah, we're not going to show up. So
I just told him I wasn't showing up. It worked out for me.
I mean, mine was pretty much not said, but everybody knows I'm not going to be there, so.
Yeah. Last time Zane didn't show up to work, he did later on in the morning with a 125-inch 10-point, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
He had deer fever.
You gotta see the tree therapist.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll see you in the morning.
morning, everybody. It is opening day of the 2024 archery season here in New York. I've had to be really quiet. I actually got snuck up in here this morning with 2 doe out in the food plot out here. And there's still, one's about 50 yards from me right now, so I've got the windows closed, just trying to be quiet. But I'm sitting right over the hidey hole food plot that's all planted to harvest salad from Real World. There's been a bunch of does filing through here in the mornings and evenings. I'd like to get a big doe killed out of here right away if I could. I'll keep you updated as the morning goes. Hopefully these does work on by me through the path here, but I think that the deer that I'll have the best chance at will come from behind me up the gator path, coming back in here to bed. So, we'll see. Well, it's about 10 o'clock this morning, and ended up seeing 5 different deer in total out in the food plot. One was a real big mature doe, one that I definitely would have liked to have whacked if she came over here, but unfortunately nothing came through this pinch where they normally work through here coming out into the food plot. But when I got in here this morning, they were already out there. So still hoping that we get some to come through, but nothing ever came through and never ended up getting any shooting at big doe. I figured with this being the first hunt of the year, the first vlog of the year, I'd introduce you to some of the deer that I'll be hunting. Unfortunately, as of right now, in this portion of our farm, there's nothing that, I would even shoot. It's kind of frustrating. There was a couple good deer. Obviously, you guys all remember double split brow from last year. It's a 3.5-year-old buck. He hasn't shown back up and haven't seen hide nor hair of him. There's a possibility he got hit on the road about a block away from here. I saw pictures of it and seen it, and I didn't think it was him because it just didn't seem like it grew enough, and it didn't have the double split. It had one split brow, but I'm starting to think that maybe that was him, which is kind of devastating considering we could have killed it 100 times over last year. It's a real nice deer, but that's the risk you take letting them live every once in a while. And then there's a buck that was down here I call Glade. Glade hasn't been back either. Haven't seen hide nor hair of him. So it's too bad. There is a really mature old 9-point that I actually found one of the sheds to in the corn in the food plot last year over here. He's been, kind of around this area, but that is a mature buck, a deer that's definitely one that should get shot. I'm not positive if I would shoot it if it came by me, just because, it's early on in the season, and I want to see what kind of moves into the area. But and then moving up to a different portion of our farm, we actually have 3 different mature bucks on that portion of the farm. We have a really big 8-point that I call Hulk Jr., and then there's another buck up there that I call Tall Boy. He's got really tall G2s and G3s. He's just an 8-point, real narrow, but definitely a mature buck. And then there's a pretty nice 10-point up there that appears to only be a 3.5-year-old, but real nice rack on him. Doesn't have a very big body. So there's 3 different deer up there that are really nice. There is a really heavy 8-point that's been running around by the house. Just a solid, really heavy horned 8-point. Not, a huge deer by any means, but looks to be a mature buck. And then we have Rover, which all you guys know about. Rover doesn't spend really any time on our property. That's another deer that spends most of its time east of our property, but I think there's a chance during the rut or late season when he's hungry, we could get him pulled down to ours. I don't know that for a fact. Last year, he never spent any time on our property at all. But the year before that, as a 3.5-year-old, he did. He spent quite a bit of time on our property. So it was kind of weird how he changed his tendencies last year. But, fingers crossed, he changes them back to what he did as a 3.5-year-old. This year, he's 5.5. Hopefully he comes back and spends a little time on our property and might give us an opportunity, but who knows. For now, we're just going to be hunting does, big mature does. I like to get the does killed early on, especially in these hidey hole food plots where they're really eating a lot of it. It's not only get them killed early because of that, but they taste a lot better too. They haven't started eating the twigs and branches and stuff. Right now they're eating clover and grains, and they're you can taste that in the meat. They taste much better to me personally early. So I'd like to get a couple big does killed early, and that's what we're going to be focusing on until I get an idea of one of these big mature bucks. That big mature 9-point is coming out in front of my lazy man stand where I have the harvest salad planted over here. He's been coming out there in the evenings in front of that, and maybe Kaylee would want to set up on him and let him have it. We'll see. I'm excited about getting back into the vlogs this year, and I appreciate everybody watching. Hopefully YouTube doesn't demonetize me for something stupid. We'll see. Fingers crossed. We'll try to keep the blood to a minimum on here this year.
If you guys want any great deals on any Tideweed products, I actually just picked up this Tideweed heated fleece. This thing's awesome. It's super quiet. It's made out of a really fuzzy material, nice and warm. They have a hunting jacket as well that's made out of the same material that you can draw your bow, and it's super quiet. So I'm going to put a link in the description with a discount code if you guys are interested in any of that stuff as well. So we're going to get back after him this evening. Not sure where I'm exactly going to be hunting, but we're going to be looking to stick a big doe. I might go right to the Lazy Man where that buck's been coming out and shoot a doe tonight. There's been a bunch of does coming out in front of that as well. So, or come right back here, I'm not sure. Anyways, we'll see you this evening. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching, everybody. Wanted to show you guys how much I'm really roughing it in here. I got this carpet from Jared, and makes it real quiet and comfortable, and got my coffee, phone charger, another seat, my Matthews lift, Tideweed rangefinder, and then my camera tripod, and a beautiful view of the food plot. Got it pretty rough. Right there's a beautiful swamp white oak. Growing like crazy. I had to put a fence around it to try to prevent the bears from knocking it over. Bears really raise hell on those trees. They like playing and chewing with those on those tubes.